Right next to me today, we have the 2024 Acura Integra Type S, and it only comes in manual transmission, but it is an excellent car to drive. Now, I am still very much a beginner manual driver, and if you are too, and you're interested in picking up one of these as your first manual car, then you'll want to watch this video because I'm going to do a deep dive on the transmission from a beginner's perspective. So let's talk about how easy the clutch is to use. We're going to take it on the road, and I'm going to tell you all the weird quirks that I've had with this manual transmission car. Let's get right to it. All right, so I tried to place the camera where you can kind of see my leg moving around and, you know, me kind of operating as best I can while you also see my head, so you're not just looking at nothing. So I'll just kind of show you what it's like to drive, what I think about it as a beginner. I'm going to talk to you about the clutch, you know, how easy it is to get it going, and different things like that. And we're just going to focus on the clutch and the transmission for my beginners out there like me. So yeah, so I can pop it into reverse since there's no reverse lockout. It is a little scary because you have to, like, it's just the parking sensors going off. It's not actually the transmission there. It's a little scary because you have to like force it over and there's no push. So you're when I first got in, I was very worried that I would put it in the wrong gear, like I said before, but you don't. It's really easy to not screw that up, so that's nice. So a little bit of a lift of the clutch there, come right out, then you stop, put it in first, and clutch up, and we go. So like there's not a lot of feeling, but I'm just piping in my gas. I'm driving in individual mode, which kind of makes like the throttle response a little bit more peppy, a little bit more zippy, but I'll actually, since I'm going to be talking a little bit more, I'll actually turn it down. There you go, should be a bit better. Although the Integra Type S has a really good throttle system, you do want to really listen to the engine. So when you're first learning, I recommend that, like, this is kind of with every manual, but especially with the Integra, you really want to listen to that engine. You want to hear what the RPMs are doing. This car is a very good way of telling you how to be driven or how it wants to be driven. If you're dropping the clutch too quickly or you're not lifting it up enough, it's going to let you know by, like, it'll either lurch or it'll lug the engine. You'll hear a noise or you'll feel something in your butt. Usually that's how I like kind of learn to drive these manual transmissions. Like if you're doing something too fast, too slow, especially a car like the Integra, it's going to show you exactly what you're doing wrong. So once I get it going into first gear, there's like literally no problem. The hard part is over, which again, like most manuals, but this gear selector, this gear shifter is top notch. It is top dollar. It is just so smooth to use. It's magnetic. It just wants to fall right into place, fall right into gear. Like, so I'm not even worried about accidentally going into reverse. I can go right into fifth, no problem, and I'm okay. So that is really, really good news. We also have rev match downshifting. So that's going to help you kind of not have to blip the throttle or do anything extra. You just put your clutch in, then you put it into third, and you're going to be fine because the engine automatically knows what RPM you need to be at for what speed and, you know, what gear that the speed should match to. So it's going to make that so easy. There isn't a lot, well, there is some manuals that come with it. Most nowadays are, because they're trying to appeal to that main audience that drive automatic but want to come over into manuals. That's there too, which is really nice. So like right here, I'm coming up to a stop. I'm in fourth, I'm gonna go to third. Now I'm going even slower, so I'm gonna go to second. And then I can hold the brake. So I didn't have to, that wasn't me blipping the throttle. The car's computer is doing that for me, which is absolutely excellent. Now, let's talk about hills. This car is also equipped with hill start assist, which is another fantastic thing for beginner manual drivers, because hills without hill start assist really stress me out, because the car is technically, once you put the clutch in, the car is technically in neutral. You know, you're completely, you know, disconnecting the transmission from the drive shaft. So, you know, you have no connection, so you're gonna roll backwards on hills with you know, when you don't have hill start assist. So this one does, and you can hear it if you have your music off, whatever. You can literally hear it when you're on a hill. You'll hear a click. I don't really have any hills to test around me, but you'll hear like a little click, or you'll just feel kind of like the car sit down, and that means that, you know, the assist is active. So basically, as soon as you start lifting the clutch, you may roll back. do not take your foot off the clutch. Just keep raising and just add a little bit more gas, and you'll get into gear right away. You will feel yourself start to roll back just a little bit, but it's like half a wheel rotation. It's nothing. I think somebody would have to be like literally right up against you in traffic for you to roll back into them. There's like such a low chance that you would do it, so don't worry about that either. So I don't want to make this video too long. I just kind of wanted to go over how easy and how good it is if you're thinking about buying an Acura Integra Type S as your first manual car from me, a beginner's perspective, because I haven't been driving manuals for very long. I learned on automatic, like I'm sure a lot of you have. So yeah, it's very easy. This one in particular, once you get used to that clutch feel, to there being almost virtually none of it, you're going to be fine, and you'll know exactly what to do. It'll become muscle memory, and the car makes driving it easy with that rev match downshifting, and it is also really fun to drive. So if you're interested to know what it's like to live a week with this car, then that video should be out as well. If you're also interested in the full review, my full thoughts, my curated thoughts on the Integra Type S, that video should be up as well at the same time, so you can check both of those out and let me know what you think. Are you going to try and get yourself a manual Integra Type S? I really think you couldn't go wrong. This is one of the best cars I've driven all year. So that being said, I hope you found this helpful. That was my only goal with this video. I just want to help people. I just want to help beginner manuals like myself adjust to whatever car they're trying to buy. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'll see you in the next car. Take care.